Well, hey, it is the HK4 Heckler & Koch's first pistol they ever produced. It is branded by Harrington and Richardson, an American company. They imported these. I've already done a video with this, but it failed. It has something in it that was unprecedented to me called a buffer, a little piece of plastic, which was yellowed, crumbly plastic in the frame. I'm not sure what rides over top of it. I'm not sure how the mechanics work. But during that video, it crumbled. You can see it crumbling in the video and bits of it coming apart. And when I laid it down on the bench to do video of it there, I was brushing away the parts of it that had fallen off going, haha, what's that? Who cares? Fortunately, the gun store I bought it from has a 30-day warranty on their used firearms. So they fixed it. They put a new buffer on there for me. And that new buffer looks pretty insubstantial. It failed when I was shooting it in the video. It just locked open and it was a brick. I couldn't do anything with it. And it was because that buffer had just disintegrated. I was shooting 380 out of it at the time. It's called the HK4 not because it was the fourth pistol, but because it came with 4 different sets of barrel and magazines. So it could shoot 22, 25, 32, or 380 with just swapping out the barrels. Except 22, of course, is rim fire. The rest are center fire. So you have to do something really fiddly with the firing pin to make it work for rim fire, which I'm going to do for you as long as we can get through maybe 2 magazines full of 380. I'm shooting some Union metallic cartridge, old, really kind of basic 380s. As you see, nothing special there, no hollow points, and we're going to try. I got it filled with a whopping 7. That's how many it holds. Which I think at the time when this came out was not bad. I mean, most people carried revolvers, and revolvers had 6, so this had 1 more than that. All right, let's see how we do with 7 of the UMCs. Ow, I remember now. Pinch on the thumb. Ah, no, the webbing of my hand right there. Ooh, painful. Good shot, though. Ooh, did you see that? That went back into battery, but it took a moment to do it. Ooh, that was interesting. Yeah, this will get you. And I learned that the first time, but I forgot it. And there's no slide release, so you got to pull the trigger to get that slide to close. Ooh, well, that was pretty good. I do have some Fort Scott 380 ACPs also, and I want to try those also. Okay, these Fort Scotts are supposed to tumble upon impact. Tumble upon impact, TUI. ENAA, everything needs an acronym. They're a little more conical than the standard ones. And since that worked so well, I think we should plus 1 to it. We should add an extra 1. Ooh, look at that. They didn't. Well, honestly, I'm not sure I would like these conical things either. So I got 2 in my hand now. Let's see if we can add 1 at least, if not 2. Surely. There we go. That wasn't such a chore, now was it? Let me put this down. Safety is on. And that safety, I do remember, does not stop the hammer from falling, but it will. Oh, look at that. That's what I got for my little bite in the first shot. Man, that's impressive. That didn't take long. Man, I like that. It's kind of attractive in a strange way. All right, let's see if we can get 8 of these little fellows to work for us. And I'm going to use the other targets so we can compare and contrast. And I'm going to hold it down so I don't get pinched again. Darn thing. Maybe if I had a little dinky hand, it would be better. I don't know. Let's see. I wonder if it TUI'd. The magazine has popped out a little. I guess I just didn't have it seated properly. Probably my fault. I don't see how I could have tripped that. He'll catch my mistake. That must be my fault. One more, I think. Ooh. The owls love shooting. Oh, guess that was 8. Was it? Must have been, because there's nothing left. Okay. Well, okay, that was a successful result. It shot all of the bullets I put in front of it. Had that one initial hang up. Anyway, you saw what happened. I'm going to see if I can do the rejiggery thing to get the firing pin in place for rim fire. And we'll see if it'll do some 22s for us. Sometimes I'll talk back. Sometimes I'll just say, your accent is terrible. Okay. Okay, I did want to show you how we did with our 380s. These are our UMCs, not terrible. These are our Fort Scotts. And that actually is probably a better group, even though it's not where I want it. But interesting. Okay, let's do some 22s. Okay, in case you've forgotten, this is the HK4, marketed by Harrington and Richardson in the United States. This was invented in the mid-60s by HK, guys from Mauser. It looks a lot like the Mauser HSC, which makes sense because it was designed by the same guys, and imported in the United States, sold by Harrington and Richardson. Harrington and Richardson only sold, they were known for making inexpensive but very well-made revolvers, and I have several of those, and I love them. The only other automatic pistol, semi-auto pistol that they ever sold was the self-loading, which is a licensed copy of a Webley, which actually, in my experience, has been a lot less trouble than this thing has been for a variety of reasons. But the big fun thing about this is that you can shoot 22, 25, 32, and 380. I only have the this one only came with the barrels for 380 9mm quartz and 22, and that makes sense to me. I mean, I understand the concept. Having a gun that can shoot more than one caliber is good because you can practice with your 22s, and which are cheap and easy to get, and easy on the hand, and not that any of these are hard on the hand, and except unless you get pinched like I did. And then you can carry it in like 380 or 32. 25, I don't know what 25 is for, honestly. It's very cute, but 32 and 380 are certainly on the low end of what is considered reasonable for self-defense today. But for a long time, I mean, 32 ACP was a very, very standard military round for pistols through the First and into the Second World War for a lot of countries. So the big cool thing is that you can change out the barrel and the mag, and you can shoot different calibers, which is nice. Some things I really do not like about this pistol I'm discovering, obviously, that I can get pinched this easily. And of course, like anything, you need to learn how to do it. But if I can't hold it the way it feels natural to hold it, then I got to worry about that. That seems silly. If I had a smaller hand, maybe, whatever. It like the HSC, it shares this real estate up here in the trigger guard for the takedown lever. I understand that has to go somewhere, but it is crowding to me. That gets in my way. I feel that, and I don't think that needs to be there. If I had a much more slender finger, that wouldn't bother me, I guess. Heel catch is actually not that bad, and also the grips are just plastic, which isn't a bad thing in and of itself. A lot of guns just have plastic grips, but they're very thin, and they're on there tight. But there's something that gives in them a little bit when you're holding it very tight and when you fire it, which seems kind of cheap. That being said, this is a pretty desirable pistol, and the guys at the gun store, when I bought it, were very excited about it. They were impressed by it, at least they pretended to be, which is good enough for me because I can't tell the difference. But let's see if we can't get There we go. Oh, okay. All right, so here is the buffer that they put on, and I feel like some of it has already disintegrated from what I saw on there before. Yeah, it's just rubber, and it didn't seem in there particularly robustly. And I did see on numerous gun parts, they do have that piece for like $16. This just seems like something that was kind of engineered. I don't know. All right. I appreciate them making the effort for me. Oh, there's the rest of it right there. That is interesting. It just came right off. And okay, well, that is interesting. I am still going to try to change it out for 22 because I am a glutton for punishment. Let's see if we can remember how it goes. I think that you have to pull this out. This is the extractor. And when you pull that out, you have your special tool, which everyone has in their desk drawer, or did up until the 21st century, and that is a paper clip. Haha, and that holds that out. And then you have to unscrew this little screw right here. Little screw, little screw, little screw, come out for me. Now, there is the firing pin. That guy right there. See how that slides up and down. And we're going to need to slide it up, I believe. And the side pointing out, they have a little marking. Z for center fire. And R for rim fire. I wonder what rim fire is. Auf Deutsch. I'm sure someone's going to tell me as soon as I post this. It will probably be my father. And we put the R side facing out. And, oh, that's right. That's right. This goes in the middle. Between the two. Fire and safe. Okay, let's get our R facing out. Can't tell which hole it's in. This has got to be a country song. And we're going to put this screw back in. And we're going to screw it down. And it's just going to be magically perfect. Where's the firing pin? Ah, it's in the top hole. Let's take our special tool out. Put it back for the next time we will need it. All right, so let's make sure we put the right barrel in, the one that says 22LR, which is this one. Oh dear. We are still recording, good. Okay, is that in place? Yes, it is. Can we get this back on here? Yes, we can. Can we? I think that's it. Oh my gosh, I think we did it. We have the 22LR. This is the N9mm quartz, which is short. Okay, it is ready for 22s. Let's go see if we can do them. Okay, we did it, maybe. Got some 22 CCI mini mags, which everybody says is the cure-all for everything, right? Because they're so big and powerful, strong, nasty, mean. Certainly they can get the job done. We got 8 of them in here. I'm going to hold my hand down a little bit so I don't get bit again. Well, that certainly felt nice. Okay, I've also got some Federal hollow points. Let's try those too. Okay, the Federals, kind of semi-hollow points. They were just a tiny bit shorter, I think, than the CCIs, and had some, oh, look at that, just popped right into battery. Oh, let's see if that works. On the other target. Ooh, moving that hand down. Don't want to get bit. Okay. Don't know what happened there. Let's see if I can catch it. No, we can't catch it. It didn't come out. Is there one in there now? Yes, but not for long. Okay, it just might not like the Federals. And I can't blame it for that because not everything likes the hollow points, especially 22. Especially when there's none in the chamber. There we go. This is definitely a case of the ammo, I think. Get out of there. I think there's one left, maybe. Is that it? Oh, there was one more. You know I'm not going to let that one get away. It is going down. But I'm going to go ahead. Oh, let's try that thing where it, like, you put the mag in and it just slams itself right into battery. Ready? Let's see if it works. Not this time. Oh, and that's why. Yeah, it's the hollow points. Hollow points, hollow points. Can't blame a 22 auto for not liking hollow points because a lot of them don't. Yeah, a little torn up. I'm going to make this thing go. This bullet is going downrange. All 7 yards of it. Okay. There it is. Those are actually really good. Okay, let's go see how we did. Yeah, accuracy, nothing to complain about. Those are the CCIs, and those are the Federals, and that's pretty much where you want them. That's even a little better group. Just wouldn't cycle. Okay, well, that's not a surprise. The Federals, man, different guns are so different with the ammo that they want, and you got to learn if you want to shoot it. Cool gun. Honestly, I don't know that I'm going to be keeping this. It is unpleasant to shoot. It has a small capacity. I'm probably not going to go through that whole rigmarole of changing it between 22 and 380 a whole lot more because why? And you know, I guess I could hang on to it as a 22, but I don't know. I'm probably going to be trading it in, honestly. And can I suggest one of these to you? I mean, it's a collector's item, and it's cool. And HK people probably would have to have one, I would imagine, because it's HK's first pistol. I'm not an HK person. I like guns that I can shoot and that don't hurt and that don't crowd my finger when I have my finger in the trigger guard. And again, that's just me. Your mileage may vary. But you know what? Just to prove the point that it likes the CCIs and not the hollow points, we're going to try 8 more of the CCIs. All right, let's do 8 more of the CCIs and we will call it a day.